Hey, welcome back to the Velvet Sugar Podcast, man. I'm your co-host, David Beckles Jr.
And I'm your host and anchor, Alexander Kolar.
Alexander.
At Big Alex Comedy.
At Black Rock Dave. Yo,
I'm not the anchor. You're my anchor, David.
Hey, yo. And our fish business. Fish. We got a guest in the building. We got a special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We want to welcome. He doesn't want us to use his real name like a.
This is my real name.
Diva.
He is.
But anyway, for the first time, we've very funny.
Felony. That a good introduction or what?
That's terrible.
Oh, sorry. Yo, Al Felony.
Yeah, that's
Felony.
better.
Welcome,
guys?
Felony.
Thank you for having me. This is great.
Very hilarious comic.
Yes.
On the
Thank
comedy
you.
circuit up here in the Northeast.
Thank you guys. I appreciate that.
Makes us laugh.
Where are you from? Sing Sing?
No. I'm from Rockland.
Oh. I don't know.
I grew up in Rockland County. I was born. I was made in the Bronx like every other Puerto Rican. But
okay. Well, we don't get into ethnicities here, Al.
Okay, where in the Bronx?
Story Ave area.
I don't know the
South
Bronx.
Story Avenue.
Bronx,
You
the
know.
South Bronx.
Yeah, the South Bronx.
Yeah.
Born in the Bronx?
Yeah.
Born in what hospital?
Bronx Lebanon Hospital, right off the
Wow.
concourse. That's right.
Oh,
Man.
yeah.
Real Puerto Rican shit.
Wow.
It's badass to be born in a room and in the next room there's a trauma going on.
Exactly.
Full on stabbing,
And
trauma going on.
Basically.
Code clear.
And I was born at 4 a.m, so you know there was some bad shit happening.
So how many years did you play baseball and you have dreams and aspire to being a Yankee?
Yeah. What scout team were you in the Dominican Republic for the Yankees?
When did you steal
I
your
did
first?
play baseball.
Did you?
Yeah, I did play baseball, and I got on I didn't make the team in high school, but I made it.
Did you ever sell water outside of Yankee Stadium?
No,
Go.
I did not.
When did you steal your first car?
That is a brown job, and I don't do that. It's a brown job.
That's
That
a good
is
paying
very
job.
racist.
Yeah,
That
it's
is
a good
very
pay.
racist.
It's a hard job.
$3 for
you
water.
got to know where the exit gets off to get onto the through the streets where the fucking.
We here at
That's
the Velvet
crazy.
Sugar Podcast does not stand up for racism.
No.
That's not our job. That's
I stand
brown
up for
job.
racism.
Oh.
Like I've said it before, we support and love everybody except the Chinese, the Jews, Dominicans, and
Right.
ancient Egyptians.
There
Not
you go.
regular ones, ancient Egyptians. All right.
Persians.
Puerto Rican.
But no, man, we glad to have you.
I'm
on,
glad to
bro.
have you here, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
came
yeah.
here, I didn't sleep last night because one of my pretty skinny drug addict girlfriends had her birthday yesterday. She was 23. Good luck for her.
20.
If you're watching, you're his only
She's gonna hate me
girlfriend.
for
You're
even
his only
saying it.
girlfriend if you're watching.
She's not even my real girlfriend. She's just a friend. But we got messed up all night,
Oh, man.
all through the night. Boom, boom, boom. And now, here we are.
Damn.
I went to work too at 8 o'clock. I have a job. I only worked half a day. Got off at 12. Went right back.
What'd you get messed up on?
Who's gonna see this?
Everybody?
Alcohol.
This is only the most
Watched
most
podcast.
popular.
Yeah.
Okay,
podcast
alcohol,
of
weed,
Westchester.
and
Our 3 viewers and a goat are really going to be shocked.
The goat. Yes, I was high as fuck. What else would keep you up all night? That's Rick James. You know what I mean?
Ladies and
Weed?
gentlemen, we apologize.
Weed? Yeah.
Don't
Weed
promote
will
drug
no. Weed
use.
just brings you back to reality. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
It's
You were.
not-
Oh, gotcha.
tweaking out. Nah, we were fucked up.
I'm definitely afraid of trying anything other than weed. I've never.
You can
I've
handle
never.
it, dude.
I probably could, but I've never tried.
You should go for it. Yeah, that big schnoz. You could probably bang out a whole rail, bro.
My body is a temple.
I would one day in my life want to try mushrooms, just to go on like a. I
This
heard
body
they're
is
like
not a temple. This shit looks like a fucking 6th grade gymnasium.
my body already is one of the great pyramids of Giza.
I don't do drugs, sir.
Oh my God.
Alcohol.
You don't do drugs.
No.
You guys are so.
It's just not my thing, man.
You're smart. Is really what the fuck it is. I'm fucking stupid. I just had a birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah, happy birthday. That's right.
49.
I'm 50.
really. I'm gonna be 48 in April.
That's crazy.
So we're all about a
48,
year.
49, 50.
Yeah, we're all about the same, man. We grew up
And
in
I'm
the, we're
doing
all
the
kids of
dumbest
the
shit.
early
If I told you
90s.
this
right?
shit
I
I
look
did
the
last
youngest.
Y'all would be in shock.
Congrats.
So
to
we
me.
could all agree the best hip hop was in the early 2000s, not the 90s, right?
It was 90s.
I'm just kidding. I was baiting.
You were
Come on.
baiting. You know it wasn't
course.
going to work.
Of course.
I mean, even
90s.
I know that.
Early 2000s was about to end. That's when it was
Yeah, that was when the trash.
Grew up in the
ended
Bronx. I
business.
grew up in Bayside over the bridge,
in
waving
Queens?
at you.
You were in
Yeah, I grew up in Bayside, right over the bridge.
okay.
You can see the water right there.
Right. That's where they let the white people out.
That's right.
They let them walk around free and shit. You motherfuckers just walking around all like, "Ugh."
No, I grew up in a Korean neighborhood, all Koreans.
Did you?
You ever
Okay.
see?
I don't know much.
Sometimes they would say stuff in English and be like, I just hear like something like "big stupid American," or something as I was walking by. You know that it's probably talking about me.
No, yeah. You're right. Fucking Koreans. Yeah, that's dope.
I was, I know, I don't know if you noticed. I was born in Brooklyn.
You were born in Brooklyn.
I was born in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that seems like it.
But I was raised in Barbados and not Jamaica. I don't know. I know you don't
That makes no
notice
sense.
the difference. You don't.
I dated a Bayesian girl.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, give it up.
Wow. I'm
was
just impressed
Bayesian.
that you know to say baby.
And I know to say Bayesian. That's
Oh,
how.
wow, I'm
That's
impressed
how you know
with
I
you.
had my penis in the
Ding.
Bayesian girl.
Okay, well, good
I
for
really
you.
was in there.
Good
Wow.
for
It was all the way in.
you. Did she give you food?
Food?
Yeah. Did she cook for you?
No, this stupid bitch was raised by a white guy, so you know what I mean. She didn't really cook that well. She ordered takeout. That was where she was good at, like ordering Indian food and shit.
Did you ever live outside the state?
No, I've always lived in New York. Even when I went to school, I went to upstate New York.
Yeah.
In Rochester. I lived in Rochester, New York.
Okay.
Oh, Rochester.
You know who was raised in Rochester?
Who?
Tay Diggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, I did know that.
Yeah.
Because we would talk about it all the time. That was Tay Diggs from Rochester. And Rochesterians are the stupidest.
He wasn't. He's not from there, but he was raised there.
Who's Tay Diggs?
He went to
Tay
school
Diggs.
there.
Oh, good God.
He went to one of the high
must
schools
have
there. You know who else was there?
Who's Tay Diggs?
There was the actor.
Slap you in your face.
Fast and Furious. My
No,
Shayla!
not
My
Fast and
Shayla!
Furious. How Stella got her groove back.
Tay Diggs, that's the
Tay
other one.
Diggs.
That's
What's,
Ty.
what's how
the other
Stella
one?
Yeah.
got her groove back? Was that a movie?
Angela Bassett.
He don't even know who Angela Bassett is.
Angela Bassett.
He don't know.
Who's that? No, I know all these people.
I know he knows all these people.
But no, listen.
Put her up on it. Come on, bring her Angela Bassett. Let's go see.
Angela
I did.
Bassett? I know Angela
I did.
Bassett.
Show
I did a
two
play.
black ladies. One of them's Angela Bassett and one of them's not. Let's see.
But have you seen the Fast and Furious movies? I haven't seen one of them.
You never seen one?
I tried to watch 10 minutes of it, and
And?
it's the worst acting.
The first one.
The acting was terrible.
it was
I might
terrible.
have tried to watch the first one.
The first one was good though. Look, that's Angela Bassett. See?
Like I never seen it before in LA.
Oh, Angela Bassett. What's she
Yeah,
doing?
you remember how Stella got her groove back?
Yeah,
It was like a whole.
I
Whitney.
did a play.
Tay Diggs was the little.
Hold
You know
on.
what she's famous for, right? What she played? Whitney Houston.
She played Whitney.
No,
Houston.
hold on.
She
She
played
played Tina Turner.
Tina Turner, I'm sorry.
And What's Love Got to Do?
When
with
Samuel L. Jackson
Yeah,
was Ike
Ike Turner was smacking
that
the
was
dog shit out
that
of
was crazy.
I did a play back in 2005. All right, and
acting?
Tay Diggs' mother was in that play. Yeah, that's how we know.
Amazing.
That's how we know. I mean, that's how
Miss
we know.
Diggs.
That's how we know.
Wait, but who's Tay Diggs? So
The guy that was her love interest in this movie, and he was a
okay.
younger guy. The premise of the movie was
I
an
thought you said
age
he
gap
grew up in
relationship.
wait, is that Idris
Tay
Elba?
Diggs.
That's Idris Elba, right?
Idiot.
Oh shit! Yeah, that is Idris Elba. He's gonna be Bond. No, this is the guy. He was in the weddings thing, whatever. Tay Diggs,
Oh,
yeah.
this guy has been in a million movies.
You
now.
remember?
He
See,
was- he
you
used
know
to
when
be-
I loved him the best? Malibu's Most Wanted.
He used to be married to Adina Menzel.
Who the fuck?
Oh,
Really?
Yeah, that was Adina Menzel.
The Broadway singer from Frozen? The one
Yes,
who's, oh, man,
yes.
okay.
She that starred in
The one
Wicked.
who's
How
the
the
one
fuck
who
did you know that? You didn't
white.
know Angela.
I've seen Frozen with my
No,
kids.
Angela Bassett
I would,
was-
we
but you knew who?
standard issue of Frozen. You see
He's
it
got a
when you live
tattoo
in
in
the
his,
suburbs.
in his bicep.
White
Wicked.
people have
Well,
culture.
hold on, I
People.
have
You
kids.
see, they have
But
culture.
I have kids. If you know somebody has kids, they've seen Frozen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
the
sure,
kids.
I still
Sure, the
know.
kids. You taught your kids the words.
He wrote the fucking score of this.
Do you
God.
want to be Bayesian? or or just eat plantains in the home?
Eat
I don't know.
what?
Plantains.
Plantains.
Plantains, sorry.
Platanos.
Plantains.
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 So, tell us, how did you get started in stand-up comedy?
As a kid, my dad would show me like Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy and Bill Cosby. So when I was always like being funny in front of the kids. And then when I was like 18, 19, 20, whatever, after I got fired from teaching, I went to a broadcasting school.
Okay.
And in the broadcasting school, I failed the loan. I didn't pay the loan back, so I didn't graduate from it. But from there, I met a girl, and she was like, "You should come do comedy. You're so funny." I would do all this shit, and I would do like newscast. We did like newscasts and radio shit. So she was like, "You're so funny. Come to open mic." So I went to open mic when I was 26 years old in the city. I went to 3B was the bar and down in the village.
Okay.
So I started there, and I wasn't funny. I had racist ass jokes about like Hasidics and Haitians.
You were 26?
I was 26.
Oh.
But I made people laugh on shit I made up on the spot. So I was like, this is fun. So I kept doing it, and then I got into a car accident, and I almost died.
Oh shit.
With Wino. I don't know if you remember Wino Will. Remember Star and Buck Wild back in the day?
Yeah.
So I used to have this guy named Wino Will, who's a comic, a drunk, alcoholic, homeless motherfucker.
Okay.
And he walked up and I was like, oh, you look like a broke ass Jay-Z. And he was like, who the fuck are you? And I'm like, I'm in this show here. He's like, really? Me too. So we went in and I bought him drinks and we got fucked up and we almost died in the Bronx. Now, after that happened, I stopped doing comedy.
For how long?
Completely.
For how long?
17 years.
Ooh.
I completely stopped. And I had many opportunities and then I didn't do it. And then I met my wife, my ex-wife now, and we had a family, I had kids. So I was married for 14 years. So 14 years, I didn't do shit. I would just think of shit. And then in about 2015 is when I got a felony.
Okay.
Got a felony.
All right.
And my wife hated me because she had to work and I couldn't work. And so that was the beginning of the end of my marriage. But the idea of Al Felony came up then because I was always like, I was going to come back. I was like, I'm going to go back and do comedy.
Yeah.
Eventually, one day.
So you 17 years.
So yeah.
Hold
and
on,
so
the first time. Okay.
in 2015, I was like, if I come back, I'm gonna come back as Al Felony because it was close to my real name. And also I remember that people would fuck up my name back when I was 26. So I was like, and then that fucking marinated for fucking 6 years, 7, 8, 9 years. And I still didn't do it. And then my marriage was crumbling. I was living and suffering, walking outside, walking my dog. And I saw a sign and it said Rhino Comedy Club, open mic Thursdays, 8 p.m. And I was like, okay, God, fine. I guess this is like, basically throwing it across the street from me. I was a walking distance from Rhino.
Oh, so you started at Rhino? That's where you started?
Restarted again in
Restarted back,
2021 at Rhino.
Oh, man.
And I started going every week to that open mic.
Did you ever go to Lucy's? Lucy's was around back in that day.
No, I didn't go.
What year was that?
This is 2021.
No, Lucy's was closed.
Oh, Lucy's was closed. This is
Yeah.
post-COVID. Okay.
2021, post-COVID, because I didn't know about COVID. After COVID, 2021, I saw it. They opened up again. I started going. It was over there at 88 or whatever the fuck it was. And I started going there. And again, like I said, I went up as Al Felony, and the guy wrote it. He read it as Al Felony, and he called me Al Felony when I got up, and I corrected him, and I fell in, and I started whatever. And like I said, the next week I came back, and somebody was like, "Felony, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You were funny." I was like, "Oh, thank you." And that was it, and I just kept going since then.
I need a stage name.
Yeah, I always thought I wanted to be like a
need a stage
90s
name.
rapper. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted like a 90s rapper kind of stage name.
Alex White Collar. White Collar Crime.
Oh, good.
No, what do you mean?
No?
Big
If you should be, if you want to, I got a stage name for you, Big Slob. How about
Big
that?
Slob.
Big Slob.
That's actually not bad.
Alex Big Slav.
I would
no,
say,
Alex, just Big Slob.
Oh no! Oh, I'm gonna go that like
How about
like urban comedy
Yeah,
nickname like
Big Slob,
Earthquake.
yeah.
like
Exactly.
Hodor. Just come out Hodor, and you'd be funny. Oh, whatever. So yeah, and that's how it happened, and you know. And then,
All right, never mind.
yeah.
No.
So and then I had a felony at the time, and it was one goofy felony, and then things started progressing, and I started becoming like Al Felony. Now I'm like a whole drug dealer, which is weird.
We did. He was in the Rhino contest on Friday. We actually were in the same.
I've
round.
heard.
I was horrible. I was dog shit, and I actually voted for him.
You voted for me?
I voted for over me.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the same group?
I had respect for that. He
I
voted
respect
for
that
it. He's
too.
like he was better on that set, so I voted for him.
Hey, I respect that.
I know.
He got it. I was like, no, I was trash. But you know what? When you offer here,
Yeah.
when
And
I said,
especially you were doing like newish type shit.
yeah, well, not
No,
yeah,
you fucked up?
Yeah, a
You
little
weren't
bit.
doing season stuff. You were doing stuff that's still
Yeah,
in the
there's
works.
still, but
Yeah.
it's the first time and it didn't really work.
And it didn't really work.
Because you know how you know you did terrible. Yo, Cooper was sitting at the bar, right? You know how Cooper looks at you when he turns his shoulder and he had his neck all in one shot. That's exactly what he did. I was standing there, he did something like this.
So
And then,
to people watching, that was another
When you came back.
guest of ours, Cooper Rigo,
Cooper Rigo, fuck
Yeah.
that
a couple
guy.
episodes back,
That piece of shit.
who kind of looks like, what does he call himself?
Like my cousin?
No, this the Jeff Goldblum.
Dominican Jeff Goldblum.
Dominican Jeff
Goldblum,
Goldblum,
yeah,
which is
like,
a
yeah,
perfect
that's how
example.
it
Yeah, for real.
The
He
first time
definitely-
he said that, I laughed like
Yeah,
7
so did
minutes.
I. The Puerto Rican Gus Fring, this fucking guy.
Oh man.
That's right.
But yeah.
Gus Fring.
Yeah.
But that's how.
Looks
That's
like
how it
fucking,
was,
like, you know, like he got mad, the guy stepped on his Jordans. Right?
Yeah.
So you're only doing it really since 21, 4 years.
Now it's been
About
since
4
21, about
years.
5 years, almost 5 years.
Almost
yeah.
5 years.
4 years, almost.
So
5.
how long since you started? About how long? A year or two?
What do you mean?
When you first started before the accident?
Oh,
It was like a year or two?
Yeah, how long
or-
did you do it before
I
you
did
quit?
like 2.5 years.
And then you
before
quit-
the
then you
accident.
quit.
Yeah, and then I quit.
Okay.
And then I've surpassed that point already of the 2.5 years. And it took me like 2.5 years to get over the stage jitter shit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? When you go up there
Yeah.
and you see the light and you're like,
Yeah.
what the fuck do I say?
Yeah.
I forgot my whole shit. And then
Wow.
you start stuttering and goofy shit, and then you like whatever. So I
Yeah, 17 years is
the white
like
mouth.
Yeah.
slate's clean. You're
right.
starting all
so
over.
I just basically starting all over. So I had to find my funny voice again and find my confidence up there, and it took like 2.5 years until finally it came out, and I would just, and now I know how. Now I feel nothing going up there. So
It's because half the time you're drunk. Now I'm kidding. He's high half the time.
you're right. I don't know. 100% of the time I'm high. Half the time I was drunk, and 35% of the time I was on cocaine. So there you go.
What do you like to drink? What's your booze of
Okay.
choice?
Beer, wine. I
Beer,
switch it
wine?
up. I switch it up. Alcohol, liquor.
Where you like something Jamaican?
Oh, me?
Something that's like cooks in a pot and smokes off the top. It's very dark. Some
How
kind of
about
a
not
potion.
vodka? How about that? Not vodka.
Not vodka.
Not
You don't like vodka?
He likes a brown liquor guy.
Vodka's the best for not getting a hangover, right? It's the best
That's
one.
what I feel. I never get
Right?
hangover.
You don't get a
I
hangover
get
out of vodka. I've never got hangover from
No,
vodka.
cocaine helps. But anyway,
I wouldn't know.
What?
Son, if you're watching.
it's like
no.
What a
it's
great
like
non-role
a
model.
liquor armor. It's an armor against liquor.
Yes.
I heard that if you take a teaspoon of olive oil before you drink, that helps you not to have a hangover.
Really?
I don't believe in that stuff.
I don't. I mean, it's probably some Jamaican shit.
No, it was
Yeah.
actually a St. Lucian guy that said that.
Same thing. That's fucking Jamaica B. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah, Jamaica B.
Yeah, St. Lucia, whatever, St. Kitts, all that shit is Jamaica A,
Actually-
B, C, D, and E.
I read that if you just stay hydrated
Spoken like
and,
a Cuban.
and every 2-3 drinks have a glass of water, you'll never get a hangover. 'Cause
Yes, that's
it's
true,
the
too.
dehydration that gives you the hangover.
That is what gives you a hand.
That's all. Most people, you don't want to drink water, but
Yeah.
just go have. So I was doing that the other night. I got really drunk. I don't drink that much
I
anymore.
can. So wait, it's funny that because you should be able to take a lot more.
No, I'm a cheap
You're a
date. Like
lightweight.
2 or 3, I'm done.
Oh my God.
I don't drink. I drink like
Because you don't drink.
socially 4 or 5 times a year.
What
God.
a
That's
disappointed Russian.
Right? What the fuck?
very
Like, what are you
disappointed.
doing?
Not a Russian. I'm a Slovak.
It's like again,
Potato,
Russia B. Like you know what I mean?
Potato,
Like,
potato.
Wow. All right, so Puerto Rican, Dominican. You're right. same
is your
thing, right?
country like free? Is your country free now? Is that what it is?
Puerto Rican, Ecuadorian, Dominican.
Honestly,
Same thing, right? No difference.
It's just how they make their plantanos. That's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
So in other words, he's just a migrant with a status. That's all.
Yeah. Like
No,
I'm
so
every.
I talked about it on the podcast. I'm Slovak, and that was the first guy ever to get killed on the first episode of Sopranos.
was a Slovakia guy.
Yeah, if you rewatch it, and with the same,
Czechoslovakia.
same last name as. So he knows. You know the country.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know
they
how
had
to
the
spell it,
same
too.
last name. It was the guy with the big nose, the cousin. He gets. Remember him? What
Wait,
was his name?
in Sopranos.
Michael.
Sure.
The cousin of Tony.
Michael Imperioli.
Mikey Imperioli.
Yeah.
He says he's collecting money, but they're planning on killing him. And
Right,
he goes,
right.
"What are you guys?" He goes, "We're Czechoslovakian." And he goes, "What is that? Some kind of fucking Polak?" They always highlighted how stupid they were. You notice that? They always brought that
How
up.
racist and
A
ignorant
dumb
they
and
were.
ignorant.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But that's
The
perfect.
greatest episode was when they shoot the Chechnyan guy in the forest, and he escapes.
Yeah.
And he tells Tony on the phone. He goes. Tony tells him on the phone. He goes, "Dude, the guy was in the Interior Ministry, and he shot like 18 Chechnyans." And then, but it was a bad connection.
Right,
And he
right,
goes,
right.
"Dude, Paulie, this guy was a fucking interior decorator, and he shot 18 Czechoslovakians."
Right.
And the guy goes, "Interior decorator. His apartment looked like shit."
Fucking
They just
Chechen.
totally highlighted how dumb they were.
Yeah,
It's funny. It was funny. But
You think that show could exist today?
yeah, I think so. I think there's worse
I'm
shows.
tired of this shit. People.
I think there were comedies that were worse. than that.
all
There
the
were-
political correctness nonsense.
But they're they don't
correctness?
make good shit anymore. They just don't even bother. Honestly,
Yeah.
they don't even make good comedies.
So you're
movies.
our age. We're all the same age. Go best 3 TV shows of the 80s. Go.
3 TV shows of the 80s.
I'll go.
I
I'll go first while you think.
Yeah.
Jeffersons,
Different
Different
Strokes.
Strokes. Oh,
we talking about comedies.
No, then
Shows. Yeah, all right. Let's talk comedies. Jeffersons, Different Strokes.
Like Sanford and Son and all
I'm
that
gonna
shit?
have to go with. Oh yeah, you're naming the best.
Sanford and Son, like, they Red
that
Fox.
was
But didn't
really
the Jeffersons start in the 70s?
They may have started. I think they were late
yeah,
80s.
maybe you're right.
They were early 80s, like 81,
80s for me, it would have to be Cosby Show #1.
Because
Oh, I
Cosby
totally
Show
forgot.
again,
Yeah, Cosby
again.
Show,
Cosby
yeah.
Show.
I mean, that was one of the best shows, and Bill Cosby had his best work then. You know,
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
definitely, putting people to
He
sleep.
had his
and
worst
he
work
was
a little later
doing
on.
a lot of moves at that time. Nobody, we saw the stuff he was doing on TV.
What's he doing lately? Oh.
He's like
I
going
think-
like this. You know?
So a different What
Bill
was
Cosby,
90s? Late 80s?
Different
Different
It's
world.
a different
That's considered
world.
90s?
Yeah.
Where
90s?
you come
Yes,
from.
the
Make the
90s.
theme song
I
at
love
the
that
end.
show. I used to love
That's
Jasmine
great.
Guy. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
Jasmine Guy. Where are you, Jasmine Guy?
I think.
Jasmine.
What are your three? What are your three?
Of a favorite 80s shows?
Yeah.
I would have said like,
Oh,
you know, Facts of Life,
Okay, well, I
fucking
forgot about that,
The
yeah.
Jeffersons, and Different Strokes probably.
Okay.
Maybe-
I'd start with the Cosby Show.
Or maybe
Facts
even-
of life, huh?
Yeah, maybe
Wow.
even I had a good one, and I fucking forgot it.
Name a show that everybody watches and you just can't understand why because you've never seen it or you tried to watch it and it's terrible. For me, that was MASH. I never watched MASH. I hated
MASH
it.
was.
I watched it. I'm like,
it was
I don't
always
get this.
depressing. It was so depressing, and I was like, how is this a comedy? And I just know whenever I heard that music, it was bedtime as a kid.
It was almost like
I always
Tour
had
of
to go to
Duty
bed.
was actually pretty good.
What?
Tour of Duty.
The movie?
No,
What
the
fuck is
series.
Tour of Duty?
The series, yes.
Tour of Duty.
Tour of Duty.
that
Pull it
Bayesian?
up, Terrence.
Is that you ever watch a Jamaican movie? Oh shit.
Tour of Duty TV series. Can
Tour
you-
of Duty.
I only went 3 years.
I like when your
Yeah,
accent.
that was
comes
really
out
good.
accidentally.
Huh?
I like when your accent accidentally comes out.
Well, my accent
You
accidentally
get
comes
real Bayesian on the motherfucker.
Yes.
Tour of Duty.
Miguel Nunez Jr. was in there. The
What?
star.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
that guy.
Wait, is that Charlie Sheen?
No,
Tour of Duty.
No, that's
This
not
is a
him.
show?
that was a show. Where
Was that
were you guys?
HBO?
It was on CBS. I didn't even grow up in America.
I know that Puerto Rican guy.
Wow.
Listen, he grew up watching English stuff because he's Bayesian.
Right. I
And
feel like
they were
Is
a
that dope,
colony
though?
of England or whatever.
I know
Yeah.
you guys
He
like
wa-
watch
he grew
fucking
up watching, like, English
Downton
stuff.
Abbey and shit. You guys like-
Both. We had American and English. You guys weren't exposed to English?
No,
Yeah?
no, it's so bad. The only thing we got was whose
Dude,
line is
this-
it anyway? That's the original.
So no yes, Mr. Minister, no.
Yes,
no,
Mr. Minister.
No faulty towers,
He's
nothing like
he
that.
goes there watching the Wimbledon.
You didn't watch? I live with my mother with fizzy wiggins and fucking brickle brackle.
David's like, pull up on a Sunday night
we
with
had,
some
we had
strawberries
children's
and
shows
fresh
like
cream.
the wind in the willows, and had a theme song. The wind in the willows blow softly to me.
No, we had reading rainbow.
There's one guy listening in England right now, like,
Like,
I don't know
he
this guy's
remembers
talking
the
about.
fucking wind in
He
the window. I
remembers.
remember wind in the window. My mother used to bring us
Gosh,
fizzy
man,
wiggins and
I forgot the other.
toasted
It was a-
potatoes.
Yes.
Why do they
Mr.
have
Minister.
potatoes
I
and beans
forgot- I
in
forgot the other
fucking?
one. I
Why do they
forgot
do
the
this,
other.
Steve? Why do they have that?
It's
Go British sitcoms.
Why does
Go
English have
British-
the
go 80s
England have
British
the worst
sitcoms.
food on the planet?
Who?
English.
Oh, yo.
Why do they have like to make a mash of potatoes and
Mushy
just,
peas.
yeah,
They eat
and
mushy
put a bunch
peas
of
and,
mushy peas on?
Although
some shit.
I
Like put some toast on it.
The Desmonds actually was a British show. It was about a Guyanese family in England.
wait, but you eat blood sausage, right? Never, never.
I would.
That's more Colombian.
I've had one. I think
We have a version of that, but it's not made the same.
I like
way.
sausage.
Yes, Mr. Minister.
Of course you do.
Danger Mouse. Danger Mouse. I watched Danger Mouse.
Yeah.
That was a British show.
Yes.
It makes sense because he had a British accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to love Danger Mouse.
Oh, no. You know what? 80s British. I'm sorry. 80s British sitcoms. That's
There's no.
Oh, that's what you did?
There's no way.
That's your new name, Al Fresco.
Al Fresco. See, that's what happens whenever
let me
I fucking
see
would put
for,
my name.
I
Al
can't
Fresco. Fulicano.
Yes, Minister. See, yes, Minister.
Black
Boom.
Adder. Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
Wait.
Mr. Bean.
I think of one thing that we did watch growing up that was English that everybody watched. You got to watch Benny Hill. You
Of
watched
course.
Benny Hill growing up. That was international.
Yeah.
That and Mr. Bean
Yeah.
spread.
I remember I
yeah.
used to get them young Woodies from Mr.
Three's
Benny
a
Hill.
crowd.
I used to watch it with my
Three's a-
parents.
My
when I
dad,
was
yeah,
young.
Company
when
came
it was
from
11
Three's a
o'clock.
When it was always like a big bosom,
Big
blonde.
titties and like,
Yeah.
fucking, oh man, that was a tough time.
Three's Company was not original. It was a British show. Three's a
Really?
Crowd. Yeah.
And we just made it better because
We made it better.
yeah,
Okay.
because you guys had to, you know,
You know, everybody knows Ari Spears, right? Comedian Ari Spears.
Yeah.
Yo, he shits on UK rap like all the time. I was
Really?
watching him today on
That's
Big
funny.
Boy.
Because
When he does
UK
the
rap is
impression of
bad.
it is funny.
It's so bad.
He constantly just shits on
It's
them.
so
He does the impression of
and right, and then they try to be gangster. They're like, oh, the movement about hoodie. Look at the fucking booty.
But you know what? It's because you guys don't have a base. Because to me, I don't find it corny. You know what I mean? I don't find it.
Right.
But I also think you
Right, because you also like British fucking 80s sitcoms. So,
yeah.
you know.
That's what I was exposed
So you
to.
were like, oh, this guy's a rockin', you know.
I never said that in my life. I never used that expression. I never moved my head like that ever. It's just one show because it was like you said hi. The show used to come on. It had a ring. It was about a clothing store, right? and they always had a line. It was like, "I can't find Mrs. Rumpel's pussy. Hey, pussy, pussy, pussy."
That
And
was
they would have
their
it like,
little joke, and they would run the pussy.
yeah, they would be like,
So they'd be like, we can say
hilarious,
pussy.
yeah.
We're
Workarounds.
talking about a kitty cat.
So what English shows
No, it's
like
not Grace
what
Brothers.
went worldwide?
Are you being served? That's it. Are you being served? Oh, that's it. Are you being
All
served?
right, he's having a moment
What
right
the
now. He's
fuck?
reminiscing.
Are you
That
being
is it, yeah.
served?
This
There's
guy.
no way this was good. There's
Yeah,
no fucking
it
way.
was funny. It was funny. It's freaking funny. Yeah,
no
that
way.
was it. That was a hit.
Is this a hotel? What are they?
I told you
Oh,
a
it's
clothing
restaurant.
store. It was a
Clothing
clothing
store. Are you
store.
being served?
Yeah.
Okay.
First
did they-
episode was in '72.
All right.
Yeah.
This is really bad.
No,
He's having a tea and trumpets revival
I know,
over here.
this-
The
fucking guy.
store was full of sexual innuendo.
Sexual innuendo,
slapstick.
slapstick,
that was.
visual gags, and double entendre.
Yeah, it was.
Dude, if you watch Three's Company over again, the sexual innuendos
Oh,
are
crazy.
Yeah.
Even stuff I didn't pick on. I watched it when I was
As a
still
kid,
teenager.
right, I was still-
No, I was kind of a teenager.
I was a
actually.
teenager a little bit.
But I didn't pick up some of the stuff.
And that was
they-
early. No, we were like, yeah, I didn't pick up a lot of it. And it took me a long time to realize that Jack was supposed to be gay the whole time because he could live
only
with two
Mr.
girls.
Furley didn't
right.
know.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
And they would pretend like he was gay all the time, but then he would always end up in
Dude.
non-gay situations.
How great when Mr. Furley would eavesdrop and be like, "No, put it in there harder.
Right,
Like, you're not
yeah,
pushing
yeah,
it hard
and it
enough."
would say
And he was
crazy
just
His
like,
face,
"Huh?"
his
Like, oh
face.
my
Be
No,
God.
mugging.
no, brilliant.
He's like mugging it.
Right.
How about Are You Being Served?
They did the
no, I'm
same
sorry,
thing.
not Are You Being. Allo, allo. You ever heard that? Allo, allo.
We got a
Hello.
foreigner. We got a foreigner.
Holy
this-
cow.
okay,
You
so-
fucking, I'm going to call Trump, man. Fucking
So this
put ice on
sitcom, the setting was during the the German war, and you had like these like the British Germany
it's
had
like
took over.
MASH.
No,
Except for the World War II?
No. It was like had this like hotel, so they were basically just trying to survive under German rule. Yeah, and it was a hit show. Ran 10 years.
English?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was,
Again,
it was funny.
it looks-
They had a character.
Hello,
'cause
hello.
they had a character that was trying to be French, and he had like the worst French accent. So instead of saying you were passing, he goes, "The lady is pissing in the hole," right? Which was silly, but it was hilarious. It was funny.
That's like an international word. Alo. It means like hello, hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of say it in every country.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah.
Like
What-
you
what-
ever see how everybody except the U.S. You ever see how they write ha ha ha? It's
Ja,
ja
ja,
ja
ja,
ja
ja,
ja ja ja. It's 'cause
And then Spanish do ha ha ha.
It's
with
almost
a J.
every language. The ha is a
They
J.
do with a
Yeah,
J.
yeah.
You speak Spanish?
Yeah. Yes. I'm pretty good. I've worked on
Not
it.
convincing at all.
No, you're right, because I was very bad.
Yeah.
Wait, what language?
Spanish.
You
It took
speak-
me 30 years to get intermediate level conversational Spanish. 30 years.
So you've been to Puerto Rico?
Yes. Only
How many
once when I
times?
was
Like
like
twice?
9.
That's it?
Yeah. One time
You
with
still
my
got
kids.
family there or no?
Yes. Vieques, I have like some cousins that I don't talk to.
Do you even eat Puerto Rican food?
Yeah, I eat rice
Arroz
and
con
beans.
pollo?
Yeah, all the time. When I can, because I don't, who's fucking cooking for me? Where's my Spanish wife?
You ever watch Anthony Bourdain? Remember back in the day?
I remember him. The guy looks like Epstein, right?
Yes, he does look like he did. Well, he
does?
did look. Did look like Epstein. Did.
Anthony Bourdain looks
So
like
both
he
of
killed
yours
himself.
all white people look
wow,
alike.
both hung themselves.
Allegedly. Both of them killed themselves.
Wow, that's kind of ironic.
Well, he
maybe-
was suffering with depression though.
He was.
Bourdain.
Yeah. Why?
But Bourdain, he went to Puerto Rico,
And?
and then he went to my country, and he said, he goes, nobody eats. All we eat is pork, and that's the comparison he made. He goes,
To-
I've never been to a country that eats more pork than Eastern Czechoslovakia
And
or
Puerto
Puerto
Rico.
Rico.
That's
Like,
right.
This is like king of pork. Here.
Yes, and that's
all
crazy.
you eat is pork.
Right, and I was married to a Pakistani girl.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
She was Muslim as fuck. She was very
Wow.
anti-pork, and Puerto Ricans, you might as well just call us Puerto Ricans.
I couldn't live
'cause we
without
eat so
pork. I
much
love
fucking
pork.
I didn't eat pork for so long.
Pork
I had
knee,
no- I
pork,
had no idea
pork
your wife-
shoulder,
your
pork
My
knee.
ex-wife Pakistani.
Really?
You know what's a specialty in Czechoslovakia? Pork knee. Roasted and slow roasted pork knee. The knee of the pork is the best part.
I never had
of
the
the
knee.
pig.
We usually
It's
fuck with the shoulder.
insanely
We have the
good.
shoulder.
It's out of this world.
The knee
The
is
most
what's called
tender
the knee.
meat is knee.
Really?
So okay, Google this.
Like
Terrence.
smoked slowly and like
Do
falls off. And then at the
pudding
end they put it in the oven to crust the
and
outside of the
South.
skin.
SOUSE
Skin?
in Barbados.
Fucking skin, bro. Crusty skin.
It's okay.
With
See
the
that-
fat layer. Oh,
You see
it's
that?
So good.
That is pig. That's a pig dish. That's a pickled pork dish with our version of what blood pudding would be. Right, but
love
it's
blood.
that's
made
terrible.
with
It
it's made.
it looks
it's made-
rancid. What
it's
is
made
that?
with sweet potato. It's pickled pork.
So listen, it's really meat and either rice or barley.
Put
but
together.
they add a little blood. They do add a little blood to it.
Not
Actual
us. Not
blood?
us. It's made with sweet potato and it's seasoned with onion and garlic.
Oh, so it's not blood
that,
sauce.
that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
weird looking like
because
gel.
what they stuff it in tripe though, and
jelly-looking
steam it
thing.
and steam it.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're doing the food episode.
That is a huge.
I
That
know,
is
wow.
a
We're
big-
going pork.
Listen, in
I'm so
Barbados,
hungry.
they would kill you for
I
that.
haven't eaten it all day.
Every Saturday, it's the biggest
I'm
thing
gonna
in
ask
the
you,
island.
Terrence, one thing. Smoked, Koleno. That's how you say knee in Slovak. Put in smoked,
KN.
Koleno.
Koleno.
Colino?
Koleno.
Smoke Colino.
Look, does that look insane to you?
Porky.
Look at that
No,
right there.
the ones that are crispy, look, hell yeah.
Don't you want to make love to that right there?
I
Look
would
at that.
totally fuck it.
It's insane. Pork
knuckle.
It's the most underrated.
That looks really good. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Rastafari.
I'm so fucking
Dude, with horseradish, with like a horseradish sauce, and you, bread and pickle. Come on, out of this.
She's
world.
bugging.
Rasta na ina the pork business.
That's all right. We're only doing a podcast.
Yeah.
We're only doing a podcast. All right.
That's all right.
Somebody wants.
That's all right.
No wonder his wife.
I have, customers.
Cool.
Sure, sure. Drug customers. So.
Yeah, honestly.
We here at the Velvet Sugar
But don't worry,
Podcast do not promote
it's for,
drugs of any kind.
It's probably a white girl named Becky. Come
Yeah.
on.
Oh my God,
Stop
he's
it.
exotic. He's like a dad.
I do have a white girl named Becky.
He's like crazy. He's like,
To be honest.
call me bad names. Pretend you want to like rob my parents or whatever.
Probably likes to get
urban.
slapped.
My boyfriend's so urban.
He's so urban.
So urban.
Meanwhile, he's in suffering.
Kinda
I'm
like-
a sufferer then.
I can't do it, but like when I'm with him and he throws the N-word out, I get like turned on because I can't say it. Isn't that like wrong of me?
He lets me say it during songs. You know what I mean? He lets me say it during Kanye's.
You know, sometimes I get on punishment with him, like when I don't give him his drugs on time. When he backhands me, it is the biggest turns on.
Have you ever smacked a woman?
No.
No.
Oh, it's the most amazing thing.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
With consent. With consent.
Sure.
I've never smacked
No.
a woman without consent.
Right.
That's crazy.
What type of Puerto
No.
Rican?
I think
are
if
you?
I was with a woman and she said, hit me out like it, I couldn't do it.
No.
I thought that.
Certain things.
I don't even like to
Then
see.
I got divorced.
I hate.
Now, I see no problem with it. You sure? Bye out.
I hate to see women MMA. I hate those fights when they get all bloody. Ugh, I don't like.
Yeah, it's ugly.
I don't like.
And
it.
it's funny watching girls fight. You ever see when they get hit really hard? They like
I think
turn
they
around
fight-
and they go on the floor.
I don't.
But I think they fight more ferociously than men. They fight with like a more anger, like I'm gonna mess this bit. You know,
Yeah,
right?
unless they get hard, really hard, and then they
Yeah.
give up. They're like, "Oh my God, stop! Oh my God, they hurt! I'm hurt! Oh my God, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
they like
I'm not into the women fighting.
No, I don't really. It's not cool for me. It's not. Hold on.
Even though seeing Ronda Rousey wrestle, I mean, like the WWE ladies, they can really fight. I mean, or really wrestle, put a great show on.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
guys,
in the early 2000s, it was all about sex and hey, bra and panties. It's just
for what?
crap. For WWE, the ladies wrestling.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But now they can really fight.
Hold on, I haven't. I
Becky
don't-
Lynch.
You watch wrestling?
Not anymore.
When did you stop? You know when I stopped?
Attitude.
Hulk Hogan days.
After really?
Yeah.
No,
I haven't watched wrestling since
stopped.
that.
I stopped because Hulk Hogan was the beginning when I was a kid.
Speaking of Hulk Hogan, he's a piece of shit.
He's an absolute piece
He's
of trash.
trash.
Everybody
these
hates
days,
him.
boy. Everybody hates
They
him.
all hate him.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because he tell all these goofy lies and shit. Like, oh, brother, they wanted me to be on the what's the movie?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said they wanted me to be on the wrestler with Mickey Rourke, but I said no, they should put Mickey Rourke in there because he's a good actor, but not me, brother. You know
so he's
what I
like
mean?
a Steven Seagal a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a
saying
very
something.
Steven Seagal. Like he tells goofy ass stories.
But not only that, plus the resurface of the stuff him going on racist
Oh,
rants.
yeah.
Plus out and out supporting Trump and ripping his shit off in the
he lost there
Republican thing.
too.
Yeah, oh yeah. So
and also when you looking back into matches, he
Yeah.
would not do what he was supposed to a lot of times. Like they would want him to lose, and he'd be like, "No, brother, I'm not losing. I'm not losing, brother."
Oh,
and
he's
he wouldn't do what they planned.
If you
would fuck it up, or he would also get hurt and complain and shit.
Big Papa Pump has nothing nice to say about Hogan, Bret Hart,
None of them
The
have
Undertaker,
anything.
nobody.
Nice. There's not one wrestler that has anything nice
That's
to say about.
crazy. Yo.
What about the Ultimate Warrior? I know he
The
died
Ultimate
too.
Warrior
He did
was
die,
one of the
right?
worst wrestlers in the
Yeah,
history
he can
of
wrestle.
wrestling.
He can wrestle anything. He can wrestle.
He was a bad wrestler. Like he worked choppy. Like he would hurt people.
He really
and he
was.
could only
it's
do
just-
like 4 moves. You know what I mean? Like he
Not
didn't
even
have
that.
technical wrestling. He had 4 moves. He would run off the ropes,
But
shoulder
when,
block.
when he ran out and shook the
Yeah, he
ropes,
would, but he was so exciting that everybody loved him. He was like right under Hulk Hogan. Like he would get the pops, and everybody would get hyped up.
But when he had a chance to be the number 1 guy, he couldn't sustain it.
They couldn't have a 60-minute match with him because he didn't have 60 minutes worth of
So
shit.
poor wrestling skill. Probably didn't want to
Yes.
work on it.
You know who used to punk him? Rick Rude used to beat the mess
Rick
out of him.
Rude, because Rick Rude was a technical wrestler.
Yeah, and he
Rick
was a
Rude,
badass.
right? And he actually was. They told me Rick Rude was an actual tough guy.
Ravishing Rick
Yeah.
Like,
Rude.
he would smack the shit out of
Yeah,
wrestling.
Rick Rude.
Fuck you in the back.
Haku. they said it was nobody tougher than Haku.
Oh, how cool! Yeah.
Oh, that's
You ever
Samoan?
see? You ever see
good.
this stuff on YouTube where Rick Rude went on some TV show, and
Yeah,
did
he went on like Sally
Yeah, that was
Jesse or
yeah.
and
something.
really,
No,
like,
it was
he
Regis.
upset a lot of
Regis.
people.
Regis Philbin.
Regis. It was
Yeah,
Regis
I
and
remember
Kelly.
that. And he came
Yeah.
out with the girl on
Yeah,
his
yeah.
tights. Rick
They
Rude
were-
was some motherfucker, yo.
But you know what? That was still under the hey, everybody, the
That
bad
was
guys
like,
are
yeah.
really bad guys in life.
But then what I liked when I came back to wrestling was when NWO started. Remember NWO?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
Hogan switched
Yeah.
and became a
The-
heel.
I wasn't
WCW.
watching anymore.
Okay, well,
I stopped watching.
At some
it, yeah.
point in the
I remember though. I
late
do remember.
90s, early
Dark
2000s,
Beard?
Yeah.
He did the dark
Hollywood
beard.
Hogan became a heel, which is the bad guy version.
Right.
You know, the baby face
Right.
when you're good,
Right.
the heel when you're bad. He became a
Right.
heel for the first time and nobody expected it.
Yeah.
And he switched over,
Right.
and it became this whole war between WCW
Yeah.
and WWE.
And they were winning for that.
And WCW
actually.
was winning because they
Actually,
had
yeah.
all the old wrestlers from
Yeah,
WWE, all
very
of them
true.
bad.
Very
So
true.
they switched their whole shit. Everybody was,
Yeah.
and then it was wars. And then what happened was WWE
Stone Cold.
started bringing on The Rock and Stone
Yeah,
Cold
Stone
and
Cold
Attitude
first.
Era.
Stone Cold first
Right.
because even before them it was Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, and then
Right.
Shawn Michaels was still like
He was he was
he was
there,
a baby face,
but
also he did the
still-
DX shit. Then they started doing the DX
But the
shit.
DX coupled with Stone
Right.
Cold and then The Rock.
Yes. And then that's when it
catapulted.
became bad guys became good guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bad guys got bigger pops
Yeah.
than
So
goofy like.
did they
over-
all switch sides from heel to good guy?
Yes.
Some guys never did.
Rock switched over 3 or 4 times.
Well-
Austin switched like once or twice.
The Rock used to get booed trying to be like this good guys because people used to always boo him. Then
In the beginning, because he was
Prince
Rocky
Maivia.
Maivia. Yeah, he was a goofy
Right.
like a
And he
like a
asked,
Tonka.
he
like, you know
asked,
what I
he
mean?
asked Vince like, "Hey, I want to say something on the mic, right?"
Right.
And he said something and it flipped. Then he kept because his mic skills are epic.
Right. He was
Oh,
the
man,
person
he-
that would say the funniest
Oh,
shit.
my
And
God,
then he
yeah.
started doing the eyebrow.
Yeah,
He started
then the
doing
eyebrow,
gimmick,
then
he
the
had
shirts.
it, and then he was like,
The Rock
if
said,
you
yeah.
smell.
La 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 la.
When that happens,
And he
got-
go up to the lady's like, "Do you like pie?
Yes, he
Do
did.
you
He
like
like
pie?"
pie. See,
The
so
Rock
Alex
like
is no
Poontang
wrestler.
pie.
Are there any bad guys that never switched?
Bad News Brown.
He was
Bad News
always
Brown
bad.
was
right?
always
80s,
bad.
yeah.
Million
No,
Dollar
nobody
Man
from
was
the
always
90s.
bad. Who?
No,
Ric
no, he
Flair was
good
always
for a
bad,
little
wasn't he?
Ric Flair was no.
But no,
Ric
he was-
Flair
he was
had
back
times
and
when he
forth.
was a when
He
he
was
was a
back
good
and
guy.
forth. He was back and forth.
He was because Ric Flair also
Trying
was
to
like
think.
so such a legend
Yeah.
that he was over. And when he was in like a underdog match,
Yeah.
when Ric Flair was the underdog,
Yeah.
people would cheer for him.
Undertaker?
Undertaker was switched over.
Yeah.
He switched back and forth.
Okay,
He
Macho
would
Man
be-
Randy Savage.
Both
Same
switched
thing,
back
too.
and forth.
Mr. Perfect.
Always bad. Mr. Perfect was.
Yeah.
I don't think Mr. Perfect was ever.
He was
good.
Always
good for,
bad,
for
right?
a little
See, he
was
bit, a
always
little
bad.
Some
bad,
guys
but
always
mostly
were.
bad. He was mostly
$1 Million
bad.
Man was always bad.
Right.
Yeah.
But he,
Yeah, he'd be like,
he showed his
He
belt.
gets
Virgil
really,
and
he's
shit.
getting really Bajan right now. He's getting very excited right now.
I know.
But that's how it was. It was the 80s wrestling. What are you talking about?
What about Jake the Snake?
Bad.
No, he switched.
But he switched too.
He
was
did
good.
switch. He ended up
$1 Million
fighting.
Man? Always bad.
Always bad.
Damien, Damien actually bit Macho Man, like for real.
Yeah, they
His snake-
did. He
I'm going
did.
to go 80s right now. Bolshevik twins.
Always bad.
Remember the Bolshevik?
I remember the
They
Bolshevik
remember,
twins.
Nikolai
That's when they
Volkov.
did like
Sheik and
stereotypes.
Nikolai-
Like,
yeah.
we didn't like Iran, so
Yeah,
we had,
yeah,
what was
yeah.
his name?
Iron Sheik.
Iron Sheik.
And he had Nikolai
Camel
Volkov.
Clutch.
Russian guy,
Good
yeah.
Camel
Nikolai
Clutch.
Volkov, the Russian guy.
Nikolai
And he'd
Volkov.
come out and sing the Russian national anthem.
Yeah.
Wait, was he one of the Bolshevik brothers? Bolshevik
No,
twins?
that was
No, that
Nikolai
was-
Volkov.
And the Iron
And
Sheik.
the Iron
The
Sheik, they were
Bolshevik
a
brothers,
tag
I do
team.
remember them.
They were a tag team after Iron Sheik lost the belt to Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
He became
Oh,
a tag team
okay.
with Nikolai Volkov, so they would go against Hogan. Was I am a real
Yeah, that's what all
Road
that.
Warriors.
That's what
And
that.
then
Look,
Road
it was.
Warriors.
Oh, it was Nikolai Volkov and
Yeah,
somebody
no, there
else.
were two Russians.
Maybe, yeah, there was. Was it Nikolai Volkov?
It wasn't
Yeah.
Iron Sheik though. It was two
No,
No, it
Russians.
wasn't Iron Sheik.
The
it was
Bolsheviks was, yeah, it was Volkov and another guy. But
Boris
then,
Zukov.
right, but then at some point, this is actually after, because before this, it was Nikolai Volkov was teaming up with Iron Sheik.
Right.
In the mid '80s when
Right.
Hogan
The
was
British
like
Bulldogs.
doing
Yeah,
his shit. So they
yeah,
were like
yeah.
anti-thing.
Very-
And Hacksaw Jim Duggan would come
Yeah.
out with a
Oh,
flag.
with his piece
Oh!
2x4.
Goofy ass man.
Yo, you know who's one of my favorites? The dude who would like plumb people's toilets and crap was flying out. You can remember. He did the what was it? The Randy. Hold on, what was his name? Oh man,
The plumber?
He was he was like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes.
Not Randy,
Oh,
Dusty
okay.
Rhodes.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I love Dusty Rhodes. He'd come out here. He's like, yeah, baby. He was,
So he'd
he
be
was
like
like,
plumbing
and he had a
somebody's
black
toilet.
wife. Remember, he had a black wife. He was like
No.
super soul.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
he
that?
was.
He had a
was
black
super
wife.
soul.
He was super,
I was young when I watched
but like
this.
his
Yeah.
kids were not with the black wife.
He's a legend.
He had like a black girlfriend.
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's doing
and,
the-
he, and he could wrestle.
He do the atomic
And
elbow.
actually, if you go on YouTube, there's footage of him
It
playing
was
basketball.
it was the 90s.
Really? No, he was like
He was really good.
I tuned the black wife out. It was the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
He tuned the black
say
wife
that.
out.
She must be his
Only
servant.
for fantasy.
No, because Dusty Rhodes could move for
Yeah.
a big dude.
Yeah, he could.
Like Bam Bam Bigelow type shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, he could like do mad shit. Like my brother was like
I
that.
forgot, was $1 Million Man in shape? No, he wasn't in shape, right? He was,
No,
he was
he
kinda
was.
big.
There's Dusty Rhodes. Look, Dusty Rhodes shooting hoops. Back, yeah, he was good.
Oh, he was shooting hoops?
Yeah. He was
Shit, he's nice.
Yeah.
Nah, Dusty Rhodes is black as fuck. That ass.
Look. Power
Dunk on
forward.
his
Boom.
one. Oh,
Two
Wow.
more.
get off him.
2 more for the dream.
They got their shirts at dumb high.
Yeah.
How about George the Animal Steel?
Oh my God.
Wow. He was
Chewing
bad.
off
He
the-
also
the
switched
rope.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Chewing
There was a
the
time when he was a
turnbuckle?
good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
he
they,
was
they,
fucking
they
weird.
said he was actually pretty intelligent. They said. At least I
Yeah,
heard.
he was like a sweet little quiet guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had
yeah.
like-
He
had
was
like
the hairiest motherfucker I ever saw.
Yeah.
I never seen
Remember
a
the
dude-
Junkyard Dog?
Yes. The Junkyard Dog used to always lose every time.
Remember? How about this name? Ernie Ladd. Remember that? Remember Ernie Ladd?
No, I don't
He was
remember.
like 6'8". I remember
You know
one
who I
time.
remember? Of the Jobbers?
You remember ABC Wild World of Sports?
Yeah, I remember that.
So I think there was a Ernie Ladd. He was like 6'8" or something like that. How tall was he?
Ernie Ladd. Oh, he's a
Yeah,
black dude. Okay.
He was there. Yeah, and like this
I'm
small
not
guy
gonna lie, I
had beat
thought
him
it
up
was
one
Lawrence
time.
Fishburne before he
Right,
zoomed
it doesn't
in.
like-
It looks a little bit like look at Lawrence Fishburne look.
How
right?
tall was he? How did
He
it
looks
say?
pretty tall.
Big cat. Did they say how tall he is?
6'9".
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a big
Big
dude.
motherfucker.
It's a big dude.
You know who I
man.
remember? I love the Jobbers. Those are my favorite guys. Remember
Who?
like SD Jones? You remember Special Delivery Jones?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
he lost to King Kong Bundy like in 9 seconds.
King Kong Bundy.
Remember King Kong Bundy?
Yeah.
And I love those guys. They would come out like Leaping Lanny Poffo and shit and
You
fucking
know, I thought you would have loved Tito Santana.
Tito Santana. Arriba! I remember that fucking guy. And,
Dude,
and
there were
Rick,
a lot of wrestlers.
Yeah.
They're like 30, 40 already. There's
Yeah.
more. There's still
and then
more
remember
we didn't name.
Because back then I
Ricky
thought it was
Steamboat.
real.
Remember Ricky Steamboat?
Of course, Ricky the
Jimmy
Dragon Steamboat.
Ricky the
Snooker.
Dragon
Yeah.
Steamboat.
Ricky the
The Dragon, right?
Yeah.
And Jimmy Snooker had no shoes on.
Jimmy
Come out with feet.
Superfly Snucker.
Come out with feet. Remember
Flying
Kamala?
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Kamala.
You know who always made me uncomfortable?
What?
Watching, because it was good acting, and I feel like that's a testament to the acting was, because I was a 10, 11, 12 when it was uncomfortable watching
Yeah.
Macho Man's girlfriend. He had this.
Miss Elizabeth.
Dude, Miss Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Didn't she have this look like she was getting beat behind closed
Yeah,
doors? Like she
she
was
did.
getting, like she was
She did.
scared of him? It was
Yeah.
uncomfortable. She was just like,
Yeah.
She was just like,
And that was
"Yeah,
the whole thing
sweetheart,
about it because he'd be like,
uh,
Elizabeth!
And
Yeah, it was
Elizabeth,
weird,
get out
right?
of here!
Sensational Sherry too.
Look at that face. Go,
Elizabeth
go.
was fire.
She died of
Oh, look at
drug,
that.
drug
She
overdose.
definitely got. She
Oh
died.
my God.
Yeah,
definitely-
drug
I used to
overdose.
I used to get a
She's dead. Sensational Sherry's dead. Macho Man's dead.
That's
somehow
a look, that's
Mae
a
Young is
look of a
alive.
woman who makes a steak
No,
medium
she-
rare, and he
she
comes
died
in and
too.
yells at her.
Mae Young died?
yeah.
Mae Young. I've never seen a woman take so many good bumps.
I watch. You know what?
was
You
good.
know what I saw with Mae Young with the Dudley Boys. Put her
Yeah,
through
they
the table.
put her on the
Oh,
fucking 3D.
And then when he,
I'm not surprised she's
and when
dead,
he-
bro. They did every special move to her.
when he
Top
when he
rope,
landed through the table, he was like this. The
They
look on
killed that
his face
bitch. She
Welcome
could have
to
lasted
the-
10 more years.
Welcome to the wrestling podcast, everyone. We're back.
was- Memories, bro. Memories.
Mae Young, they killed her, bro. Because they did like 700 special moves. to
I've
her.
seen her like off the
Freaking
like, through
Triple
the
H
table.
did the goddamn this thing, that other shit. What was his move?
The
I forgot Triple H's move. He used to do his shit to the
Pedigree.
top.
No, no.
Pedigree, yes.
Pedigree, yeah,
He
yeah.
did pedigree. They tombstone her. They fucking everything. Choke slammed her.
I remember even like
Came up
not
the
even
top rope.
when outside of the ring when they were like on the
they
platform.
threw that bitch
and
over the ring.
through the, and then Dudley he would sit there like this, like
Who did the people's elbow? Was that?
That was The Rock.
that's the Rock.
As the
They-
Rock.
The Rock
I
gave
never.
it people's elbow, Mae Young. And then they're like, oh, Mae Young died. No shit, Mae Young died. You motherfuckers killed her. That's crazy, man.
That's
Mae Young died way too early.
This sensational
She
Sherry.
could
What
live to
time,
122.
what time she died in? Yeah, 2000. Sensational Sherry.
I remember Sensational Sherry. She was with Rick Rude, right?
she was in.
Oh,
she,
wow.
She died in June. Yeah,
She was like a heel-
Sherry Martel.
A heel girl. She came out. Oh, Rick Martel. I remember that.
Yeah, she wasn't even 50.
She
bro.
married Rick Martel? Sherry Martel?
Did you ever watch Glow?
I used to
A little bit on the
Did
side.
you ever watch the special, the series Glow?
Yes.
That's really well made.
It was a really good show.
You watched it?
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved
I
it.
don't know why
Saturday.
they didn't continue it. It was kind of.
Uh,
Did they end
Sunday
it?
morning.
I think they did. They did. They had two
It just,
seasons.
it just didn't end really well.
No,
they didn't
because I
wrap it
think
up.
they wasn't sure if they wanted
They
to
didn't
bring
wrap
it back
it
up
up.
or not.
I know.
And
Mark
Glow.
Maron's good in that.
Glow also didn't last that long. Anyway, it was like 4 years of some shit.
But like a lot of them became pretty big actresses from that. They did other big
Yeah,
movies.
there was. I used to watch it as a kid when it was out.
Yeah, I love Glow.
I used to
Yeah.
watch Glow. They were hot.
So let me ask you now. Let's get back to comedy for a little bit.
Okay.
Who are some of your influences, and who do you like?
The basics.
in the game?
Right now, I mean, obviously Chappelle. Now, you know who I like now a lot? I don't know. I like Shane Gillis now. I do like Shane Gillis.
I like Shane. I saw him live.
He's good.
And I'm going to say it. I tell people. Somebody I know, my good buddy, who's not a comic, had his friend saw him and said he was very disappointing. I was like, what? So I took my son to see Shane Gillis at the Mohegan Sun.
Really?
And it was, you know, like the moments of like a real good special has a moment where you can't breathe for like 20 seconds.
Right, where
he had like a 2 or 3 of those.
No, he's funny.
He got us.
He's funny.
It was unreal.
I like
better
Shane
than
Gillis.
Beautiful Dogs. It's going to be funnier when it comes out.
Oh,
if it's the same
new
material.
special. Okay.
Whatever we saw
he's
isn't out
good.
yet.
I like Shane Gillis' shit. I like his shit. I even started like, you know, like
At first
the way
you
he
watch
goes
him,
like this. The way
I
he's
hated him. I hated him when I first watched
Yeah,
him.
Really?
I'm like, this guy
Really?
just says dude and bro all the time.
like
He's getting irritated.
because he was such a
And then you
dude
listen
comic.
to him, and he's just a nice guy.
No, and he has
likable.
No, he has good premises, and in interesting ways the way he punchlines them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
and he sets it
goes-
up like, where's he going with this?
Yeah, he
and
goes
and he teases you
Right.
like, bro, come on, seriously. Like,
He'll start off in a way like you know where he's going. Oh, okay, we're going with this shit now.
And then
but then he'll
yeah.
fucking switch the whole shit
Yeah.
up. And I like how he's like, you know, a Trumper, but not really. Like he's like a
they're,
reluctant.
like they're not bits. They're
He's
just
like
stories.
a reluctant Trumper. You know what I mean? Like he knows that's where he's going. Like,
Yeah.
He knows that's where he's ending up. But
Yeah.
on the way there, he's gonna talk mad shit all the way. You know, he's gonna roast Trump. He's gonna roast his dad, who's a big Trumper.
Yeah.
But he knows that's where he's going. That he has
If
no
you,
choice.
I love that part when he's like, if you watch World War II documentaries, you're
Yeah,
gonna be Republican.
You're there.
You know,
You're there. You're on the way, bro. You already know.
you're on the way.
You're on the way, and he knows he's on the way. He's America, Mexicans. You know what I mean? Just like lose his shit. And he won't even mean to. But
But the bit when he talked was he has a brother with Down syndrome, and he's
No.
like, hey, listen,
Right.
My
hey,
son
nick
and
me.
all his kids
He's
talk
like,
about
nick me.
that.
it nicked him. You're like, oh shit, that is loud.
All
Because he
the
really
kids, my son and all his friends talk about the grilled cheese.
did. Yeah, the grilled cheese.
Yeah, like
That's
so he's
funny.
got good. So all right, so Dave Chappelle.
I'd be so grossed
Shane
out by
Gillis,
those grilled cheeses.
Yeah.
Down syndrome people are so gross.
They like the grill. They like
They're
the grilled
gross.
cheese.
Like they're like hands.
On
be
behalf of
sweaty
the
and
Velvet
shit, and they're
Sugar
like, don't wash.
podcast, do not stab it.
And they'll
Al
just pull it
Felony.
out. No, because you ever.
Down syndrome.
I'm just being honest.
Humidity.
We're time to have a commercial
All right,
break.
I'm
This
sorry.
podcast
I'm
is
sorry.
brought
I'm
to you
sorry.
by
I'm
is
sorry.
brought to you
I'm
by the
sorry.
Down Syndrome Foundation.
I love Down syndrome. They're the greatest people on
Al
earth.
Felony will donate.
But like, you know, when they like just eat in front of you, like.
We're like two nervous news anchors. We might lose
Yeah.
our job. Like, it's really funny. Al.
It's like when Kanye was
What a
like,
dark bit.
right? It's like when Kanye was like, George
Cut
Bush
on the
doesn't
feed.
like black people.
Oh, jeez.
They're like, oh my God, Felony. That's what I long to do. Like, I'm gonna get like cut off air. You know, what I mean? Like,
Well,
get this motherfucker out of here.
Who
That's
else?
Chappelle.
Who else?
Chappelle,
Uh-huh.
Gillis, and now I don't know. I don't know. I like Mulaney. Mulaney is interesting.
Mulaney's
John
like
Mulaney.
really makes simple stuff seem funny. Like,
Yes.
that last special after he come back from the drugs. That was
It
when he
was
tells the
amazing.
story of what happened to him in rehab.
Yeah, like
How he can make stuff like that funny. Like
yeah, he's
It's a
good,
challenge, man.
and he's like, yeah, he's good, and he's like a storytelling joke. You know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
storyteller comic, whatever. And I think he's fire. And there's a couple others like I'm trying to think who else. I don't know anymore.
That's it, because you're not.
Now
the reality of it, you can't always pull like 10 out of your head, because there are 10 or more
Yeah.
Yeah.
that I like. You know, for me, you know, I'm
Yeah.
a Godfrey fan.
Godfrey, of course.
I'm a
Godfrey's
Godfrey
amazing.
fan.
I
You
just
know,
seen
Shane Gillis
Godfrey
doing-
live.
Yeah.
The new comics I've seen who I really like now, I'm trying to think. There's I don't know. I saw Jensen, what's that girl?
Jordan Jensen.
Jordan Jensen.
I've
Seen her a couple times live. She's pretty
What did I do?
funny.
That was the first time I
She's
performed
good.
at Laugh It Up, and I met her. We were on the
Yeah.
show there.
She was
And-
good.
But that was 2 years ago before she blew up and got popular.
Right. Of course, Chris Rock. I never mentioned Chris
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
Chris Rock was,
2 years ago, she sold like 40, 50 tickets there, and she was there a couple months ago, and
Really?
it sold out in 2 nights.
She's good. She's
I mean,
Podcast
and
really
it's
took
like
off.
different. You know, Brian Regan and his brother, they're funny.
Brian Regan was funny when I was 9. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like
He's got some classic stuff.
but he has some funny stuff that
He's
for
funny.
grown-ups, he is funny.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He's
And the thing is that he has his thing. Like
Tom Papa.
the way he yells.
Yeah.
Tom Papa is pretty funny too.
Tom Papa is funny.
Tom Papa is funny.
And Bargatze.
You know who surprised me?
Bargatze
Last
is
special?
funny.
You know what I like? Leanne Morgan. I like the way she's so nasally and whiny in Southern Tennessee.
I don't even know this girl.
You don't know Leanne Morgan?
Leanne Morgan.
Oh,
She's a
Google
good
her.
girl.
Pull up
Did
Leanne
you
Morgan.
watch Jim Gaffigan's last special? He completely changed the way he does comedy. It's
No,
like
really.
it's like more. He's changing. He's adapting because you can't just do the same thing over and over
Right,
again.
because he was doing such like, I don't
He's
know how
not
to explain it.
I'm not saying he's cursing because he was always clean.
He's always clean.
But he's just he's different again. I thought he's very original. Yeah.
That's good because I know this girl. Okay, I've seen her.
Oh, well, we did speed as a family when they're talking about what drug is that we all took in the 90s that was legal. Ephedrine.
Oh, ephedrine.
Remember ephedrine? It was
Yeah,
like it was like speed. It's like legalized speed.
Wasn't it like a nose spray type shit?
Not ephedrine. Afrin.
Afrin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's totally like
Who has
speed.
the Afrin joke?
She would say like,
Bargassi.
we would do speed as a family. Just the way she said it. Was,
Nate Bargassi has a joke about that.
about Afrin?
About his dad.
Oh, his dad doing
dad
Afrin.
is
Like,
addicted for Afrin.
it's like he did it for
40
like
years.
24 years
Yeah.
and not recommended it for more
It
than
says
3 days. No more than 3 days straight.
Bargassi is funny. I like Bargassi.
Yeah, but I mean, right now there's so much. I like Greer Barnes.
Greer Barnes, I've heard of
I
him.
like,
There's almost too much good comedy now. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy.
It's saturated as hell.
Yeah,
really
it's
is.
like, so it's like, what do? You just gotta, I don't know.
But
and,
nothing
and
lasts.
nowadays, I also try to ignore a lot of it.
Yeah.
Even when I stopped doing comedy, I stopped watching comedy for a while too.
How do you write comedy? How do you do it?
My writing process is
How do you write a joke?
It's it happens. Most of my jokes write themselves in the beginning, the premise at least.
Yeah.
Because some stupid shit happens to me all the fucking time.
Do you first write the premise
I
down?
wonder why.
Yeah, first something stupid happens to me, then I write the premise down, and then I may try to, because writing punchlines is very fucking hard. Like natural punchline.
Mm-hmm.
But not every comic does it. I don't have natural punchlines. I have
Right.
stories.
Right.
I don't have a da-da-da
Right.
punchline. Not everybody does that.
Not everybody does that, but
Like Bill Burr never does that.
no, right. Bill Burr just
He never
says
has
shit
a
weird.
punchline.
He has a right.
You're like, what did he just say? It's just funny
He'll
how
say
he
a
says
premise,
it.
right. He'll
It's
have
the
a
how,
premise,
the acting,
and he'll just
and
go
delivery.
He rants.
And some people
rant.
could be dry like
Right.
this and have a brilliant punchline.
Right.
You know
It's
what
the
I
ways to
noticed?
do it.
You know what I noticed? A lot of the young comics do. They'll say the joke and they'll be like da 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 da, and then there'll be a pause. Then they'll be like, and this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get to. And I found black and white and Latino. Same thing is what I mean. It's like the same beat. Da 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 da. So I mean, I talk about me. So I try to do my stories. Obviously, I want to be in character for this or that. That's how I do.
Your character's a fire.
You know what I mean? So hopefully they weren't fired on Friday night.
I mean, no, because I think you did.
I get jealous of comics that have great punchlines. I'm like, I wish I could write like that. I just don't
too.
though.
And
But it
sometimes
doesn't
I have
matter.
good punchlines, but I don't write them. Generally, I take the premise and then I'll go on stage
You okay? Go ahead.
and bug out, and the punchline will come out.
You had a line in the second. I voted for you twice, too. The second round, too.
The second round?
Because when you talk, when Sue Holbrook was singing, you was like, she sang to you, but you're like, I'm gonna lecture these hoes.
Yeah, because that, and again, that was something I did not write. I didn't write. I didn't know what to say.
I was like,
Dude.
this guy-
And I was just like, because she came out, I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do after
Is
this
there a
shit?
better feeling in comedy than getting on stage and riffing and getting like a massive,
Yes,
hilarious
there's
like,
nothing better.
applause?
'Cause
There
what
is
I
a better
do-
It's
feeling.
better than even writing a great joke.
there is a better feeling. Riffing in front of a black crowd. Oh, there's nothing like
Oh,
that.
if you could get a black crowd to get
Nothing
going
like that.
crazy,
Oh,
that is dope.
I've done that. I've riffed a
Listen.
little and it is a good. You're right. It's
I've
a
never
great
really
film.
had done it. These motherfuckers hate me.
Because
But I'm gonna
some of
get
the
them.
hardest rooms, black rooms and Caribbean rooms.
Yes, they're very hard.
Caribbean.
Oh my god,
African too sometimes.
bro, making black people laugh, you have to do a whole thing.
What?
I like
This guy's
progressive rooms
supposed
in
to be-
Brooklyn. One of my favorite
Oh,
rooms.
yeah.
Are really progressive white girls
You
in Brooklyn.
can't say anything.
Where you can really just let loose. Right?
It really has
Like you guys are lesbians, right?
Progressive white
And then
girls
just
in
watching
Brooklyn.
them stare.
Listen.
Dude, I did a show in Queens where there was two so obvious lesbians. People brought it up all night, and I got up last. And I go, you guys are lesbians? And you know what they did? They did not laugh. The whole place laughed, but they were like, yes, we are.
Yeah.
I was like, what is wrong with that?
Oh my God.
Listen, I was doing, my Instagram name, Black Rock Dave.
Yeah.
I was in Toronto. This was before the pandemic. So I went to a mic and I asked the young lady who was white. I said, she's like, well, can I say my name is David, but I want you to bring me up as Black Rock Dave. You know what she said to me?
This is great.
I don't know if I'm comfortable. I'm like, what?
She couldn't say black rock.
I said,
How about
Black Rock
African
Dave. She
American
goes,
She said
rock?
black
I'm
cock.
not-
Like, what's the
I'm
big problem?
She's like, I'm gonna call you Dave. So when I got up, I was like, I told her bring me up as Black Rock Dave, not freaking watermelon fried chicken eating Dave. You know what I mean? The booga 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 Dave.
Booga booga.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
she's like, I'm not
that's
comfortable.
sad.
I was like, wow. And that's where we are.
That's what we are.
In terms of comedy, and it's got to be. I think it's a delicate balance because, okay, yes, you don't want to be totally canceled because there's a lot of people that we know or we see get up and just say any stupid shit that's not funny. It just intends to
They
be
just
hurtful.
like to
It's
say,
going to do dark shit.
They just want
but
to
it's
say
not funny.
pedophile over and over. And
but it's not
that's
funny.
like the ultimate room energy sucker out.
And there's some
Yeah.
people that want to try to be. I want to be so slick and introspective.
Right. Even because like Mark Norman,
Struggle
I like
with that
Mark
word.
Norman is another one I like. Norman is good. He says that word, and the whole go.
Yeah.
He's good enough to bring it fucking back.
I love when Bill Burr does like that too. He'll purposely get the crowd to groan and be like, "Look at you guys, you're uncomfortable.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
look at you guys, you're uncomfortable right now. Why are you getting uncomfortable?"
Why you
And
getting
he'll bring it around and make it funny.
Make it
He
funny
addresses the elephant in the room.
Yes.
and that's the best.
Yes, and
great.
like I said, Bill Burr can just say anything, and it's gonna be funny
Thank you for
because the way he knows his funny voice.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know when I get fucking hyped up about some shit and I don't even think about it and I'm just randomly ranting.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm gonna say some shit like, she's singing to the girls. I'm gonna lecture these hoes.
That's what he actually said.
Yeah.
Yo, hold on. Before I almost forgot. We were at a mic. We were at a mic at Levity.
Yeah.
And you asked about when we're gonna have you on the show. What did you say? Tell me. We were outside
the
door.
most hilarious thing.
What
Me and him
did
have
you
talked
say?
about
I don't
this.
remember. What the
Oh
fuck
my
did-
God!
You
You
remember?
said you were like,
I'll do
I
it.
don't
I'll
need-
be out.
You were like,
Dave,
I
you gotta have me on the show.
I was like,
Was
yeah.
it a phone call?
And I said,
Was it a
no,
phone
we
call?
were outside
Outside of
the
Levity.
mall. Outside of the mall. We had just got out. You can't remember what you said?
No, I don't remember what I said.
You said,
Bro.
you said to me, yo, when you gonna have me on the Velvet Sugar podcast?
I did say
you
that.
got you got Cooper, right? And then what you say after that?
I said, fuck Cooper Rigo. That's not what
Right,
I said.
but then
David,
after
listen
that,
to me. I'm a loser. Put me out. I have no time. Just any time I'll come on the show.
You
let
said
me know.
you said I don't need any days. You said I'm a loser.
But you know what? That's so humbling, man. That's so humbling, dude.
said-
And that's what makes you funny.
did it. He goes,
You're humble.
I'm a
you know?
loser.
I hate people who come up with an attitude of superiority.
Yeah.
You come up humble,
I
man.
do, and I know some of my comedy. I do sound kind of like cocky and stupid, but I also usually fuck it up. I'll bring it up like that. This is not me. Like I'm really just a piece of shit, and I'm an idiot, and I fuck up all the time.
And you're not as humble as Cooper Rigo. But I'm going to tell hello?
right? The humblest motherfucker in comedy. Like, Cooper
No,
Rigo.
we're going to cut. Let's leave it in there.
What a
You know.
trash guy, bro.
Cooper. Oh man.
I'm
He was supposed to
sorry.
be here, that piece of shit. I'm so glad he's not. Fucking fuck him.
So up in this Hudson Valley in our circle, who are some of your favorites that you like?
Oh,
I'll put
And
them
for
on the
people
spot.
listening, that was a past guest, Cooper Rigo. A hilarious
And-
guy
and-
who
and-
does a podcast with
well.
Al Felony.
No. He does it with Rashad Bashir.
Rashad Bashir.
I've been on that podcast.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you were there.
Yeah,
actually,
a couple of times.
Obviously, I fuck with Coop. That's my guy.
Yeah, right.
Even though he's like not a good comic, and and,
Wow.
and I fuck with you guys. Are awesome. I love you guys. You guys always make me fucking laugh. I'm trying to think of some other ones that I really like.
I like Joe Sherman.
Bad Nelly. You know Stephen Bad Nelly?
Stephen Button.
He has like a Shane Gillis kind of like vibe. Like he
yeah.
says, dude, bro.
Yeah.
You don't know Stephen Bad
Mainstream
Nelly?
comic?
No, from the Hudson Valley.
You know Steve?
No, I don't know him. I don't know him.
You have. You
Joe Sherman. I like Joe Sherman.
Joe Sherman is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I wish he would do some new jokes, but Joe Sherman is pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Al
He likes
shitting on the Hudson
practicing a lot. He likes going over his shit, making sure he got every fucking I dotted and T crossed, little bitch. Fucking Joe Sherman. I love him though.
I forgot female comic.
Oh, I'll tell you who.
Yamanika Saunders, mainstream. Anyway, yeah. Who?
Female comic?
Yeah.
Hannah McKay. I don't know what the fuck her name is.
Okay. You got 1 minute. That's it.
The last person I wanted to say, Ramsey Hernandez. I like him. And Jordan Malice. That guy's funny.
yeah, Jordan.
Those are my Hudson Valley crew guys.
That's
Those are the guys I think is funny.
You got any shows coming up you want to plug?
No. No, I have a show coming up actually at the end of April.
Okay.
It's going to be in Rivervale. We're getting a venue.
Okay.
My manager is producing a show for me.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Yeah, he's my best customer. And so, we're gonna got a show coming up.
Nice.
Give us your handle real quick. Give us your handle.
It's Al Felony, basic 1 2 3 ALFELONY.
Yeah.
Look me up. Yeah. On
Awesome.
Instagram, whatever.
Well, it's been fun, y'all. Hours done.
Yeah,
bro.
you guys.
This has been
was
great.
awesome,
man.
man.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank
man.
you guys for having me.
Yes, sir. For
And
sure.
I'm glad I didn't run out of gas on the way here. I had to, That's why I was a little late. But you guys did the CP shit on me.
Yes.
You said 4:45. You said tell that stupid Puerto Rican to come at 4:45 because we know he's gonna be fucking.
I
late.
didn't say stupid. He added stupid.
He
Yeah.
had-
This is Big Alex Comedy. I'm at Black Rock Dave, guys, man. And we'll put our upcoming shows on the back.
Yeah.
Because we didn't have enough time.
They'll
But
be
it's been
here.
great, man. It's been dope, yo. Hey, this has been episode 23 of the Velvet Sugar Podcast. Why did I say podcast?
Podcast.
Podcast. Big up on myself, man.